For this video, I'd like to talk about the concept of unit rates. So before we get into a unit rate, let's first think about what a rate is. And I have a couple definitions here for both rate and unit rate. But a rate is just a ratio, so a fraction, that compares two quantities with different units of measure. So a good example of this would be something like miles per hour. In the US, at least, we see this all the time when we're driving. Or if you're in a different country, it might be kilometers per hour, something like that. They use the metric system in most other countries. Or maybe it could be at the grocery store where you're spending money to buy a certain amount of weight of something, either pounds or maybe kilograms. Or you might even reverse that and say, well, how many pounds can I buy for X amount of money? So rates could be many different things, but basically we're comparing units where we have this ratio, this fraction, to compare them between each other. So an example is that this plane flew 765 kilometers in 3 hours. So that's a rate. In fact, that is this type of rate here, kilometers per hour. And a unit rate is a specific kind of rate. So a unit rate is basically the same comparison, but one of these rates, or one of these quantities with different units, will just have one. So one unit of the second quantity. What I mean by this is that, say you're at the grocery store and you might ask, well, how many kilograms of apples can I get for $1? Or I could ask, well, how many kilometers can I go in 1 hour? So to find the unit rate for this, because now we want a number of kilometers in 1 hour, we would just divide 765 divided by 3, and that would give us 255 kilometers in 1 hour. So the main idea of a unit rate is that it's a rate, but the denominator, the unit in the denominator, will just have one of those. So for this particular problem, let's try this example now. We have a bag of 12 goldfish for $3, but we want to know what is the cost of just one goldfish. So we're dealing with a rate. Let me just make a little bit more room so we can work on this. But we're dealing with a rate with units of goldfish and dollars. And we want the cost of one goldfish. So we're dealing with goldfish per dollars, but it could also be the other way around. You want to think about that possibility as well, dollars per goldfish. And the question is, which one of these rates do I use? Do I put dollars in the top or the bottom? And our clue for that is the question. What is the cost of one goldfish? So we're dealing with unit rates. So the unit where we just want one of those, that's going to go in the denominator. So we're going to be dealing with this rate right here, dollars per goldfish, because we want to put one goldfish in the denominator. And in fact, with all of these unit rate problems, whichever of these units there's only one of, that's what we put in the denominator. So for this one, we have 12 goldfish for $3, but we want to put our money up top and our goldfish down below. So let me just change colors here. So we're going to do money up top, so $3 up top, and we'll put 12 goldfish down below. Now to get a unit rate where there's just one in the denominator, we have to actually carry out this division. So we have to do 3 divided by 12 effectively. And 3 divided by 12 is 0.25 or 1/4, but I'll do 0.25 because we're talking about dollars and cents here. So 25 cents for one goldfish. And this should make sense because every 4 goldfish costs $1. And we spent $3, so 4 times 3 is 12. You get back to your 12 goldfish. So you can always kind of check your work at the end by just making sense of your unit rate. Does it actually make sense in the context of your problem? And 1/4 for one goldfish, well, 1/4 times 12 would give us $3. So that does make sense.